guys, it's Sam, and this is my spoiler-free review of The Beauty of Darkness by Mary E. Pearson. This is the third and final book in the Remnant Chronicles trilogy, which was one of my favorite young adult fantasy trilogies, and as per usual with any finale of mine, I'm just like very upset that it's over. So first off, let me talk about the world building. This book has a really beautiful map in it, and throughout the series we have traveled to multiple different places on that map, and this book kind of wraps up everything as far as getting to see all the different places, which is really cool. There are a few that are left out, like minor places, but as far as major places, you do get to see everything and how they all kind of tie together and how their cultures are different and everything, which I always find really interesting. I do wish we would have seen a little bit more of the place we got to see in here, because the second book we spend a lot of time in one of the kingdoms, and the first book we spend a lot of time in one of the other kingdoms, and this one is that last one, and we don't get to see a ton of it, and I want to see like a little bit more, but the snippets that we got of it was enough to satisfy me, but I would have liked like a little more of it, because the other two, we were so focused on those places for like majority of those first couple books. Next, let me talk about the characters. As in every review for all of these books, I adore these characters so much. This is told in 3 different perspectives, and I love all of them, like, a lot. Obviously, Leah, who's the main character, is my absolute favorite because she's one of my favorite characters of all time. I just adore her so much, and the things that she goes through and the character development that she has from the first book to this book is just like mind-blowing, and I love everything about her. Like, again, she's stubborn and impulsive, but by this book she's discovered that she has a lot of responsibilities that she can't just disregard and run away from, and just that struggle is really interesting to see with her, and all of the characters have come so far, and I just really enjoy the other perspectives that we get. Both of the guys that we follow in those perspectives I love for different reasons, and all of the characters go through so much as far as like loyalty and where your loyalties lie and how that can change, and going through betrayal and deception and everything, because this whole series, I mean, the first book is called The Kiss of Deception and the second book is called The Heart of Betrayal, so like as far as lies and stuff, like it's definitely a major theme, and they just all go through so much. And it all really does get wrapped up really nicely with this book. Like, there's really no loose threads hanging there, like everything gets wrapped up. As far as the plot, I do think this book had not a weaker plot necessarily, but I've talked about this before. I have a problem with finales. Like, very few finales live up to my expectations. I'm always left disappointed by them, even in my favorite series. This happened earlier this year with The Winter's Kiss by Marie Rutkowski. Like, they don't live up to my expectations, and especially when they're a little bit longer like this, and this again happened with The Winter's Kiss. Like, I find these two books similar in how I felt about them because they're longer than the other books in the series, and I don't feel like the filler lived up to what it should have been as far as like the shortness of the other books and how like jam-packed it was with stuff going on. It makes it feel like the last book in the series is a little bit slower because you have more time, which on one hand is great and I'm sure most people really love, but on like my perspective is just like it doesn't feel like it has as much of a kick to it, and it just kind of feels like it's dragging certain things out, and I feel like that happened with this. I understand why it was done, and I understand like how much time they did need, but it just, whenever books are like so much longer, I'm just disappointed with those, like for some reason, always. I mean, like I said, it happened with Winter's Kiss, it happened with Winter, that's just how I am. So I do think that there were some things that were dragged out unnecessarily that I just didn't like, and again, I feel like finales for me tend to not pack the punch that I want them to. But this was still a good plot. Like I said, it still wrapped everything up really nicely, and there weren't any loose threads or anything. I still tabbed a bunch of things in it, and it still has beautiful writing. But like I said, I just always have finales like not quite meeting my expectations. So overall, I adored this book. I am going to be doing a spoiler-filled gush on this to kind of wrap up the whole series, because I've been gushing about this series from the very beginning. It is sad to see this series end for me, because this is one of the first series that I started after I started my channel. I read The Kiss of Deception in August or September, right after I started my channel, and I started my channel in July of 2014. So it's kind of, it's like, oh, it's sad for me because it's like one of my series that I've had this entire time on my channel, been looking forward to. And for a while there, I thought this was going to be a 6-book series. That was just me making it up in my head. So this being over is just like, so sad for me. But I gave The Beauty of Darkness 4 out of 5 stars. So comment down below, let me know what you thought of The Beauty of Darkness, and if you've read the book, go ahead and check out my spoilery gush video, which will be linked on the screen. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all you guys soon. Bye!